life, sex, goals, and oh, hell knows, this is midlife craving. You all know I'm in the lifestyle. You know, ethically, non-monogamous, swinging, and I fucking love it there. But I'm talking about a different life on this episode. My best friend in the whole wide world, Catina, is back, and we're going to talk about a term that we coined called Nub Lyfe. Fucking nubs.
Fucking Nub Lyfe, baby.
And it's life with a Y. I like how we evolved to that too. So, Catina, welcome back to the show. It's been a while since you've been here.
I know.
Like
Thanks
10
for
episodes.
having me. Hello,
Yes.
Cravers. Yes, thanks for having me.
Everyone loves when you're on, and I love when you're on. So we're going to talk about Nub Lyfe and what it means. But oh my fucking God, I have something so crazy to tell you that happened to me this morning.
I can't wait to hear it because you texted me this morning. I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck happened?
It happened, and I haven't told you because I was like, I'm going to wait for tonight. But it was really hard for me not to tell you because this is fucked up. Okay? Here goes. All right. And I just want to say this all happened before 8 a.m. Okay.
It's a way to start the day.
All right. So, okay, I met this guy named Brad, right? And we've been talking for like, I don't know, a week or so. He's cool. He seems super cool, whatever. You know, I'm always out there meeting people, trying to find like a primary partner, someone to play with, consistent cock. I've talked about it many times. Okay. So I'm texting Brad. I like him. He's cool. So we're texting this morning and he actually said to me, he was like, hey, I'm driving on my way into work. If you want to call me, call me. And I was like, I can't. I'm at work and I can't take a moment away. So I'm like, no, I can't, but like, whatever. And so we're just talking and all of a sudden, and our conversation has been really good. It's been very balanced because, you know, like the filthy little girl that I am, I like to talk dirty, but I also like to be respected and I like to learn about someone and get to know them personally as well. Like they're more than just a cock, right? I told you that like needle in a haystack thing I'm looking for. And we've had that balance, which is awesome. So all of a sudden, he said something like, what underwear are you wearing today? And I was like, well, I don't wear underwear. And he was like, neither do I. I was like, cool. And I was like, well, you know, I love free balling it. And he's like, yeah. He's like, ever since I was overseas, it was really hot. I don't want to wear I was like, get it, got it. And I said, I don't know why I thought about this. This is the shit that goes through my head before 8 a.m. I was like, that to me says that you probably have small balls. Like,
oh my God.
I meant like in a way of, guys with bigger balls, like I feel like they like to wear like boxer briefs, something
to hold it all in.
Yes, like hold it in. So I was like, I kind of like that. I like a guy with like a decent normal sized balls. Like I've had guys with really big balls, whatever. And he's like, ha 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 ha, and he's like starts typing, and I was like, you know what, this is fucking funny. Let me just call him. So I just press call. And the phone starts ringing. And so this guy picks up. I've never talked to him on the phone before, so I don't know what he talks like. And I can hear that he's in a car, clearly. So I'm like, hey, I was like, it's me. You know what? I stepped out. Go ahead and tell me your ball sack story. I said, because I want to hear it and I know you're driving. And he goes, what? I go, it's me. It's Adrian. I'm like, tell me about your balls. Like, tell me your ball sack story. You know if I'm going to get through this. Oh my God.
Was this not Brad that you called? Oh,
yes.
Fuck.
He goes, this is fucking weird, and I don't know who this is. And I was like, dude, is this the fucking Twilight Zone? I was like, it's Adrian. We're talking about your ball sack. Like, what do you mean? And I'm starting to get like kind of pissed because I'm like, you know what? This fucking fake guy, does he have a burner phone? What's the fucking problem here? And he's like, this is fucking weird. And he hangs up. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I go back to my text messages and Brad's just typing away. And he's like, well, this one time at band camp, I was staying the night at my girlfriend's house. And I'm like, I text him, I just called you. And he keeps typing. And I know this motherfucker's driving. So I'm like, my mind, I can't come to grips with what just happened. And I'm like, I swear to God, I thought to myself, I was like, really? I was like, it's always fucking something. Like, it's always something. Like, this guy's fucking weird. It's Twilight Zone. So then he's like, you didn't call me. And I'm like, Brad, I fucking called you. So I called again.
Oh my God.
And then it just kept ringing and ringing, went to voicemail, but it was like a generic voicemail. And I'm like, so now you're going to cut me. So I go back. I'm like, hey, you cut me off. And he was like, Adrian, I have not gotten a phone call. And he's meanwhile still trying to be all cute and tell me this hilarious story about his ball sack. And I'm like, I'm not concerned about the ball sack anymore. Like, who is this?
Who the fuck am I calling?
So I look at my record, like how I saved him. and there's 2 fucking phone numbers.
Oh no.
And I'm like, oh my God. And I think Brad. Only Brad I know is this vendor at my job. And then I put 2 and I was like, oh my God, it's that Brad.
Called somebody at work.
Oh my fucking God. So then I text the number and it's not delivered. So he fucking blocked me. Now this is not somebody that I work with every day.
Thank God.
I know. But I see him quarterly, okay? Oh my God. So I'm like, oh my God.
Do you think he'll know it's you? He has your number saved?
So I text and I text and I'm like, Brad, it's me. It's Adrian. Like Adrian Hollister. I'm so sorry. I was like, I was looking for a different Brad about his ball sack at 8:00 in the morning. I'm so sorry. I was like, I'm so fucking sorry, but it wouldn't deliver. So I was like, bitch blocked me. Fuck. So, and I know Brad and I'm like, oh my God, like this is so embarrassing. Like, I'm sure he was probably, he's cool, but like, that's fucking weird. So so I was absolutely dying, mortified. I'm still mortified. And I just want to, I hurried up and like selected the number, took it out, saved it under his full name. And then I'm like, I just be very careful. Okay. I know it could be worse, but I'm so embarrassed. So then I go back in and I'm like, I have to email him right away. I emailed him, no response.
He's hiding from you.
I'm like, hey, it's me. Like, this is me. I called you this morning. Like, I'm so sorry. I didn't, and no response.
Girl, you're better than me. I would have just played it off like, I don't know who that was. Somebody must have had my phone. I don't know what to say.
I need his number. Like, he needs to call my cell phone. Like, that's the fucking problem. I need to be like, hey, listen, unblock me. I still haven't heard. I don't know how this is going to shake out, but I'm so fucking embarrassed. Like, only me, I swear to fucking God. Now, I know that people have texted worse things to their family. I remember Michelle was telling a story about how she talked about some guy who fucked her 7 ways to Sunday.
Yeah, she sent that to her mom and her grandmother, didn't she?
Yes. I mean, this is your friendly reminder. Be really careful. And little did I know, if you save someone's number under the same name without any
I didn't know
differences,
that. It'll just
it double saves.
Oh, F that.
Oh my God. It was... I can't even. I still can't even believe that happened. I fucking can't even believe it happened. Oh my God.
Jesus, Nub fucking Lyfe. Can't fucking win. God.
But I gotta tell you something. So Brad actually texted me like later today, like almost at the end of the day. And he sent me a selfie and he said, and I quote, "So let me tell you about my balls." I responded. I was like, #too soon. Like, oh my God, dude.
Enough ball talk.
Oh,
holy shit.
Oh my God. I mean, could you imagine like just you're driving to work. You're like, fuck the world. And some girl's calling you like, tell me that story about your ball sack. What the fuck?
Tell me all about your balls. Most guys would be like, okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. They're huge.
Probably had his wife and kids in the car and she's like, who the fuck is that?
Oh my God. Could you imagine?
No.
It's
why
me,
you were blocked.
Adrian. Like I kept saying like 10 times. I'm like, it's Adrian. I didn't say my last name though, so I was in shock because I was like, "Is this the Twilight Zone? This motherfucker is gonna act like we weren't just talking for the last 10 minutes."
That would be epic if his wife was in the car.
I know.
Like, who the fuck is
Try
Adrian?
explaining that one,
Mm-hmm.
right? What does she want to know about your ball sack for?
You probably had to call out of work. That's why you couldn't get hold of him today.
Oh my God, dear God, I will let you know. All right, so let's talk about this. Something that we say every day to each other: Nub Lyfe, Nub Lyfe for life,
for life. Fucking life.
When I think about the term of it, I'm like, we should get tattoos like Tupac across our abs. Instead of thug life, Nub Lyfe.
Nub Lyfe.
In that like text, hell yeah. I know everyone's thinking like, what the fuck are they talking about? So what do we mean by Nub Lyfe? It's when you just can't get everything to go right no matter how hard you try.
This is like every fucking day, by the way.
I know. 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
This is why it's Nub Lyfe.
Yes. And so whenever this shit happens to us, which is every fucking day, we'll be like, fucking nubs. Nub Lyfe. It's like this shit is just to be expected with us. And I love this term. Like I was telling you before, we kind of inadvertently solved a lot of stress for ourselves because we put a name on it.
Yes.
We laugh about it, excuse it, and then move on. Like on to the next one.
Yeah, so that shit's not festering.
Right. And Catina and I have one thing in common, and that is, we both pulled pretty short sticks in this game called life. And I'm not here to be negative and saying everything is doom and gloom, but damn, like sometimes we just cannot catch breaks.
No. And you would think like all the shit we've been through when we were younger, like catch a fucking break.
Just a little one.
It doesn't fucking happen.
I know. Just a little longer stick somewhere.
Those sticks are nowhere to be found.
I know. And it did. It started when we were younger. And it's, again, I feel like I'm really being negative here. And I don't want to focus on that. But it's from everyday life, handling everything. You said, we're the planners. What'd you say? The
Everybody comes to us. So we're the event organizers. We're the chef, the taxi. Like, everybody comes to us for shit. I feel like if there's something going on, everybody comes to me. And I'm like, why is everybody coming to me?
I know.
Why can't somebody else fucking plan it and I show up? Why is this? Why is everybody coming to me? And I feel like they do the same with you.
I know. And part of me does. I will take some responsibility for this because I am such a control person. So I do like to take on most of the agenda because I have that control freak inside of me. But there's sometimes where I'm like, damn, like a little bit of slack, just a little bit,
Yeah, I think the bar's set high. People expect us because we are so high functioning.
Oh, yeah.
To be all, do all, be there no matter what. You can't be sick.
Sick.
You can't be hurt. You can't do shit. Like,
No.
you can be pneumonia deathbed and you're fucking making food for your kid. And that's the way it rolls for us. There's nobody coming in to help pick up the fucking slack. It's all us.
It is. It's tough. So one of the things I want to talk about are some of our Nub Lyfe examples because it is funny as fuck. And like I said, what I love about the term is that we take the control back. Like, oh yeah, life, you want to fuck us? Well, guess what?
Yep.
We're expecting it and we're just going to laugh about it.
Yep.
Okay?
Fuck you, motherfucker.
And, it could be something big like me getting stranded in the Bahamas or something small, like I'm famous for making dinner or putting something in the fridge and then dropping the entire thing all over the floor. And I'll send you a pic of me dropping, rice or ice or
ice cubes all over the floor. Yeah. There won't be, there's no text. It's just I get a picture with ice cubes all over the floor and I'm like, I know, fucking Nub Lyfe.
Yep.
Nubs. I know right away.
Don't even get me started about filling air in my tire. Don't even get me fucking started. Okay, bitch. Who do you know that drives around with an air compressor in their car? This guy.
Yeah, because it's always low pressure, needs air.
Oh, yeah. That's like so normal to me. It's funny. I will pump air in my tire fucking anywhere. And I'll be like, y'all need some air? What y'all need? Like, I will literally like just pull over on the side of the road.
I'd be charging for that shit. Here you go.
I should.
Make some fucking money.
Right. I'm the new Wawa.
That's right.
That thing's always broken anyway.
It is. It sucks.
I'll send you a picture of, a bad bruise from when I fell like on the stairs at Buck Murphy's. Like, I'm like, check this out. A spilled drink, whatever. And that's what I love. We take pics, videos. Videos are fun too.
Yes.
Like I'm famous for those. We share it and then laugh about it. And it makes me feel like I'm not alone. And it's become like this entire thing between us.
It has.
And I fucking love it. I was thinking of one of the funniest photos you ever sent me. You had a rough day. It was like you were at work, something was happening. You have a lot, your babies, you have a lot of stuff going on. And at like 10:30 at night, you sent me a photo of your brother's truck
being fucking towed. And I'm sitting there waiting, just waiting for the tow truck to pick up. Yeah, I mean, it's just shit like that happen. I was exhausted.
I know.
I was ready to go to bed and I get a phone call and I'm like, fuck, only me.
I know. And then here I am sitting on the side of the road and you didn't say shit. It was just so funny. I'm like, oh, cool. Nubs. Oh,
that was a late night, by the way, because we had to go to the airport to get a rental. Like,
oh my God.
I was so tired that day. And I had just told my mom, like, she's like, are you going to bed? I'm worried about you. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. I can't remember because my life is so chaotic. What happened that day? It was a bad day.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to fucking sleep. And then I get this phone call and I'm like, God damn it. God damn it.
And it was funny too. Like I see you being like, the picture is hysterical. I'll have to share it. It is funny as fuck.
Yep, just sitting out there in Glen Burnie.
Yeah, and speaking of another thing too that I feel like neither of us can go on is vacations without something really epic happening.
Either before, during, after.
Yes,
fucking insane.
Even when you try to take a break, like one of the funniest days of my life, and you were there with me through it, was when I was getting ready to leave the country. And I remember it was like a storm was coming up the coast, so we were nervous about leaving. And then I had taken a chunk off of my thumb with the cheese grater. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I won't stop bleeding. You're like, come over. Let's put liquid Band-Aid on it. So my thumb's on fire. And then I was just like, oh my God. And then my kid was sick. And then this is the best part. My car battery died. So,
it's like fucking one thing after another.
and of course,
it can't just be one fucking thing.
I know.
This is the way it rolls. It's
Right.
got to be like a million fucking things.
A string.
Yes.
And so I remember I was like, I have to run errands. I had to go to the store. I had to go to the pharmacy. I had to drop my truck off to get, new battery or whatever. And I was calling them and I was like, I'm going to be gone for 10 days. And they're like, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But so all these errands I had to run, I couldn't turn my car off.
Just leave that fucking shit running.
So I did. I left it fucking running. And I'll never forget, I was at the bank. And at this point, I could give a fuck. Oh my God, do you remember you bandaged up my thumb? And it was bleeding through. And I had gone, I'll never forget, I went to the bank and this guy was like, ma'am, your car's running. And I was like, I know.
I left that shit on purpose.
Yeah, I was like, if someone takes it, they ain't gonna get far. As soon as they stop it, it's not going nowhere. So luckily no one took it. But I remember I was like, I didn't eat all day. And I remember I sent you a selfie and I was like, or a picture of me eating a Chick-fil-A sandwich. And there was like honey mustard all over my thumb and the Band-Aid. And I was like, fucking nubs, man.
Nub Lyfe.
Like what?
That reminds me of your time you cut your boob too, and you're trying to do liquid Band-Aid.
Oh my, my
liquid Band-Aid. It didn't work in that scenario, unfortunately.
I would see Baywatch like twice a month, and the odds of me cutting my nipple for the first time in my entire life.
I remember you text me like, you're not gonna fucking believe this.
I know. I'm like, I just cut my fucking nipple off. That was bad, by the way. Thank God that healed. And you know what? Baywatch was such a gem. Like, he was laughing with me. He was like, this is hysterical. Oh my God. But you've had shit going on just this last year of vacation.
Yeah. My daughter got sick right before we were in the hospital for a couple days. And I thought, we're not even going to go on vacation at this point. It was just awful. And she got discharged. And I thought, all right, we're going to be good. We get on vacation and have 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 fucking sets of golf clubs stolen out of our rental. Like, what are the fucking odds of that?
That's
motherfuckers.
brutal.
Man. Yeah.
Thousands of dollars.
Yes. And I'm just thinking, just can't even fucking go on vacation. Just enjoy a week.
I told you, my parents got robbed on vacation. It's the worst.
It is the worst.
I know.
The motherfuckers out here just think they're entitled to shit. It pissed me
I
off.
know.
But anyway, that's just shit that would happen. It's my luck.
Well, this year in Virginia Beach, I had a couple events. So the second day we were there, so the first night, we got there, we were swimming in the waves, having so much fun, went to dinner, we were fine. The next morning we wake up and my daughter's like, my neck hurts. And I'm like, shake it off. You're good. You're good. And I always want to go to Mount Trashmore. I love starting every day there. And she's literally like she's locked. Okay. Like
neck sideways. Like
she can't move her neck.
Poor thing.
And I was like, I thought she was joking at first. I didn't take her seriously and I felt horrible. And she was like, it really hurts. And I was like, oh my God. So I went to Target and I got her pain patches. I'm like, she's 9 years old. I stuck a pain patch on her neck. I got her Tylenol. I'm like doing exercises with her. She was down for 2 days. Like she couldn't move the entire
girl.
I mean, it was like robot when she moved around.
Turning.
So I remember she was going down to the beach and getting sand. And I was thinking, people are going to be like, why is she lopsided? Like, what's wrong with that kid? And she was I felt so bad. She was in so much pain. But I'm like, what are the odds?
I know. Of all things to happen, especially on your vacation.
I know a kid gets a sore neck. Happens. I have 2 really funny fucking stories that happened that week too. So one of them was every day I would go to the beach, pack our cooler, and it was just me and her. And I drink Barocca. I get them on Amazon. They're great for when you're drinking to prevent a hangover. Uncle Mo got me on them. For those of you that are wondering, I'll put them on the website if you want to grab them. They do work. They really hydrate you, lots of electrolytes, stuff like that. So I'm on the beach and I had a water bottle. And so I broke the tablet in half and stuck it in there, put it in the cooler, whatever. So once you get it at like, I don't know, 2:00 before I start drinking. And I just pulled it out of the cooler and I went to open it and the lid shot up in the air. It was like,
shit.
And it made this enormous boom. And it was funny because the bottle was a little swollen and I was like, that's weird. And it fucking was like, boom. And my sister-in-law, ex-sister-in-law, whatever, was there and her daughter were there. And it scared the shit out of us. But the best part, and like people around us were like, what the fuck was that? Like, it's a water bottle. It's a water bottle.
It's my hangover mix.
So then,
Disregard.
So she's like, where did it go? Because it didn't come back down. And we were like, we couldn't find it. We were looking. I was like, we have to find it. We have to find that lid. Like, where did it go? Never to be found. It's funny because I actually texted her like a couple days later and I was like, it is said that cap is still orbiting around Earth. That motherfucker never came down.
It's like the sangria. It disappeared in the back seat.
Oh my God. Tell that story. That is so fucking funny. Do you know what? You and sangria, that's Nub Lyfe.
So Adrian got me these awesome containers and I thought I'm going to make a batch of sangria because we had our pool day. So excited, made like this great batch of sangria. It sat overnight with all this fruit in it. Driving to Adrian's, shit fucking fell over. But not only did it fall over, but couldn't figure out where the fuck it went. It was nowhere to be found. It was in the back seat. The shit was nowhere.
It's so weird. And it's a wine. So you would think it would be somewhere.
Never found it. Like flipped the seat down. I'm like, that shit went down. Looked underneath the car. I'm like, it fucking disappeared. It's a short drive too, by the way. So keep this in mind. It's not a long fucking drive where it could evaporate.
It's insane.
Just gone. And then second time, round 2.
Like the string of events, Nub Lyfe. The string of events.
Sangria batch number 2.
Yeah.
Put it in the fridge downstairs, unfinished basement, go to pull it out, drop it, bust all over the floor. I'm like, motherfuck. Oh
my God.
Sangria is just not meant to be.
It is not meant to be. We do buckets now. And the third time, I'm going to tell you when you made sangria that actually made it to the pool, it was I was like, you were like, oh my God. You were like, the pineapple juice might be expired. I'm like, it might be.
Yeah.
Because I'm puckered.
It was a little sour and I was like, yeah, I think it's expired, but I think we're good. Don't worry.
Oh my God. We should try to make sangria this summer. We should add it to the list. Let's redeem ourselves.
Hopefully it'll make it to the pool. Holy shit. I have to make it at your house and leave it because that shit will never make it if I make it and bring it.
Well, then the other thing that happened at the beach, I swear, because it continues on.
Yeah.
So my daughter was getting in the shower and I was like, I'm going to go sit on the porch. We had overlooked the ocean. It was beautiful. And I only had 2 high noons left. So I was like, I'm going to enjoy these last 2 high noons before we go to dinner and just, enjoy myself, a little QT with myself. So we're in a hotel. We were on the 4th floor and this hotel is kind of crazy. It has, I think 6 levels. And then there's the bottom floor are these suites and it extends out like almost to the boardwalk edge. So it's like the room's roofs are below you. So I'm sitting there and I was having a good time and I'm just listening to music. So I have the Bose speaker, 2 high noons and me. That's all that's on this porch. Finished my first high noon. I went to go grab the other one and it starts rolling. And I'm like, I knock it over, starts rolling. I'm like, no. It's like slow motion.
Slow motion trying to grab it.
Like shot my hand through the poles, grabbed the nooner, and then I pinched it and it fucking slipped. And I watched this thing like slow motion. This motherfucker was like, boom, and hit the roof of the place. And so I was like, oh my God.
I was grabbing my shit and running inside. Like, I don't know who did that. What's going on?
And then I hear people laughing, and I was like, fuck. And I hear people laughing above me. It was so loud. I was like, oh my God. So then I did.
Did they come out?
No, but I did go pick it up, and I just, there's no way the entire level did not feel. Girl, it was a high noon can full dropping out of the sky.
Was it open?
It was pissing everywhere when I went down there. I know, it was pissing. It was my last nooner. And I actually asked my daughter, I was like, you think I should try? You think I should drink it? She was like, no. Look at that. And I was like, yeah. It's like, I threw it in the trash.
I would have picked it up and just tried to get whatever was left.
I know. I walked down the boardwalk and got myself a grapefruit crush. I was like, fuck this. Like, I was like, God damn it, my last nooner.
Of all fucking things that can happen, that's the shit that happens.
I know. And, some days can just be dedicated to Nub Lyfe.
Every fucking day.
I know. I was talking about how the other morning I was making coffee and I forgot to put the mug underneath. So then there's this coffee everywhere. And I'm like, great. This is all in the same morning, same hour. I get to work and I'm like driving. I'm like, beep, like one eyeball in it. And I'm like, what's going on? And I realized I had one contact in. Like, how did that happen? And then I forgot my water bottle. Like, I like to drink at least 100 ounces a day at work. I that's where I rehydrate is Monday through Friday, right? And I was like, fuck. So I went to the kitchen and I was like, I got to find something. And I found this wonton soup container.
Oh my God, you didn't.
Bitch, I've been drinking that thing every day since. And I'm going to tell you what. I looked on the bottom of the can, or canister, or container, whatever. It says 32 ounces. I'm putting down like 5 of those a day.
Jesus.
I'm not kidding you. Like, so
we're
now
going to have to start giving you a checklist now when you go out the door.
I love my new cup, my wonton cup.
Wonton
it's
water.
great. Yeah. People come in my office, they're like,
what the fuck are you drinking?
And I eat my salads in a big mega bowl.
Yes.
So it matches well. It's like this huge container and then my mega bowl.
You'd fit in well with
Texas.
don't care. Everything's bigger in Texas. Jesus.
Oh my God. All right. I have the best story about a time where Nub Lyfe for me inadvertently backfired Nub Lyfe for someone else. Okay. So let me tell you this little story. So I don't know. I'm not going to talk about the situation too much because I'm not giving that situation any more time. But when I was fucking around and doing dumb shit in my life, I kept a bag in my car, a backpack, and it was like a sex bag. It had a change of clothes, toothbrush, toothpaste, sex toys, lots of lube, condoms, stuff like that. So when we would meet, I'd be prepared, right? And I kept it in the car. And I really didn't think about it. It was just like, in case, I don't know, I just kept it in there. It was just a sex bag. Never thought about it. It was a black backpack, and it actually sat between the two. You couldn't see it, so it was perfect. So one morning, me and my friend, I don't remember, I think we might have been going to a spin class or a walk. I don't remember. And she goes up to my car, and she's like, your door's open. I'm like, really? That's weird. But I'm like, fuck it. I probably forgot to lock my door or whatever. And she goes around the corner. She's like, Adrian. And I'm like, what? And I start to look up and I see this huge black dildo stuck to my fucking windshield, just hanging. Okay. It's just hanging. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. I go in, the lube, the condoms, there was like 2 containers of lube and then like a bag it was all lined up like on my center console. I had a pair of underwear in there. It was dangling from the rearview mirror. And I'm like, oh my God. So somebody broke into my car, like hoping to get some good shit. And I bet you they saw that backpack hidden and they were like, yes.
I'm surprised they didn't take all that shit.
Oh my God.
They left it.
Well, they probably were like, this sick bitch. Like, who keeps? And I have like outfits in there, like sexy outfits, plus a change of clothes. All of it was there, by the way. But I swear to God, it was so funny because I was like, that's what they get. And I drove down the road. I pulled out of the neighborhood. That dildo was just bobbing. I was like, I'm not taking it down.
It's like the little Hawaiian chick that you see on the dashes. No, it's just a big black dildo.
Could you imagine their face? I would love to know like what they thought when they opened up that bag and they were like, a dildo?
So fucking
vibrator?
Funny.
I know. So, haha, Nub Lyfe backed up.
That's right.
Yep, backfired right on them. Mm-hmm. Oh, so funny.
That was great. I remember you telling me about that too. That was awesome. You're never going to believe. Oh, I'll believe.
Oh, no. Well, my life was spiraling at that time too. So I was so nonchalant. I was like, huh, they're probably pissed.
There's nothing in there but
Adrian.
dildos.
She's like, what is this? And I was like, I keep a sex bag in my car. It's very casual. It's no big deal. Okay.
Some people keep emergency kits. I just have a sex bag. It's no big deal.
Do not ask why there are 6 yoga mats and a pillow back there as well. Okay. Don't ask. The less you know, the better you are. Oh my God.
And don't touch them.
When I think of how many times I turned on that fucking light in the middle of my truck with like my toe.
Are you sure there's no spots on the ceiling? Did you check?
I remember it was like click, 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 click. I'm like, wow, okay. Oh, fucking in cars, by the way, it's just not good. It's not a good look. Like back surgery,
not comfortable.
Like pretzel positions.
There's only so many positions you can be in.
Yeah, you're just all up in that
seat.
Yep. It's good on a whim, but do not recommend.
Not on a regular basis.
No. Oh my God.
Unless you have your yoga mats and your sex bag.
Oh girl, I could have put a doily with a candle on the dashboard and it would have looked legit. Okay?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. You know what? Fuck it. Memories. Oh, but that bag, that was so funny. Yeah, I bet a lot of people are sitting there thinking, like, I can relate to this, and I am hoping that they pick up on, the phrase Nub Lyfe. And it sounds so silly, but it really does turn shit around.
Yeah.
When you just
start a hashtag Nub Lyfe.
Yes. And it's just nice knowing, you're not alone. And I find myself laughing at the dumb shit that happens now. Like, I'm like, this isn't the worst. This is not that bad. I'll tell Catina about it and move on,
Makes it a lot better. And by the way, if you are hashtagging, that's NUBLYFE.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
I'm thinking about starting an Instagram.
Yep.
I think I'm going to start an Instagram, Nub Lyfe. And then I'm thinking we'll share our shit there. And then people can send in pics to me and I'll share that of what happened to them during their day. And I'm thinking of like a tagline. Think you're having a bad day?
Nub fucking life.
Nub Lyfe. Yeah. Think you're having a bad day. Nub Lyfe. Maybe I'll start it. Fuck it.
That'd be awesome.
It would just be funny just to share, and people can just laugh about it. You know what I mean? Cravers, let me know.
We can all share on each other's misery.
Yes. We can,
share and move on.
Yes. So if you're out there and you want something like this, like, let me know what you think about it, or if you want to contribute to it, like, I'll make that shit. And that would be even more nubs to laugh at. It could be a whole Nub Lyfe culture.
Yeah, fuck yeah. And we know we're not alone.
Yes. I would
in our
enjoy
Nub Lyfe
that.
adventures.
All right, fuck it. I'm going to make it. Let's see if people want to contribute to it. It'd be fun.
That'll be awesome. I can't wait to see other people's nubs.
Can I?
Show me your nubs.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. All right. Moving on from Nub Lyfe, but not really, because Nub Lyfe never goes away. It's part of me. It's part of me, okay? All right. I want to start something, though. I get so many cravers reaching out to me for advice, sharing a situation, asking me, how to use Captain Morgan or Rosie or Goldie, whatever. But I want to start something, where when someone asks me something, I feel like it will relate to someone that's out there listening that can learn and grow from the discussion that I'm having.
Yep.
And I was trying to think today. I was like, what can I call this? Like, call it Ask Adrian, or I don't know. But I don't want it to be every
Ask
episode.
A. I think that it's a great thing, though, because there's a lot of people probably going through what she's going through.
Mm-hmm.
And so
or
your
anybody.
advice will be so helpful to not only her, but probably other people.
Right. So a great gal and listener of mine, I'm going to shout her out because she's just a gem and really, really sweet. She reached out to me yesterday and asked for some advice. All right, I'm going to read it.
Okay.
So
let's go for it.
All right, let me see.
It smells really good in here, by the way.
Ew, it does?
It does. You know what it smells like? That balsam candle from...
It's here. It's in here.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Fucking nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
Knew it. Smells so good.
Yes, it's down there. Oh, good.
I'm sitting here smelling like Christmas. I'm like, Christmas time.
'Tis the season. Okay, so she says, I need some advice. I had some amazing sex with this guy over the weekend. It was an amazing couple of hours. However, I had a hard time actually reaching climax because I was in my head and thinking, he's not attracted to my stomach, or wishing that he was with someone else, thinner. And that hurt me when she said that, because I was like, oh,
yeah.
He is amazingly hot and would have no problem finding other partners. I guess my main problem is that I'm all about the male gaze. He maintained an erection the whole time, came several times, and seemed to really be into it. Is that all I need to know? How do I stop thinking about these things? She said, I've actually gaslighted myself about how I look because men will sleep with me and then tell me they were never really attracted to me to begin with, and then they'll dump me. That
douchebags.
I know, that was brutal to me.
Yeah, but I feel like it's not really not being attracted to her. It's just being fucking their dickwads, and that's an excuse to move on. So
I know. I could so relate to her, and I really want to say that we all have insecurities, and I told her, I said, let it go. Number one, confidence is way more attractive than your size 2 waist. Yep. That's for goddamn sure. And also, I want to mention something really quick. These so-called perfect girls, they get dumped just like we do.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean,
you can have a perfect body and lay there like a fish and not fucking do anything. So I think a guy would much rather have sex with somebody that is very confident of themselves.
Yes.
And not really.
Enthusiasm.
Yes. Yep.
I was just saying, like Adam Levine, like he cheated on his Victoria's Secret model, beautiful wife. Okay. It could be anybody.
Yep.
And it's always a possibility too, by the way, and I just feel like especially when you're in the moment, like why hang on to that what ifs or what is he thinking and let it ruin it for you,
I think it's society that's hard for women though, because you see all these airbrush women.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, I feel like porn has changed a lot. They're not just showing perfect bodies anymore, which
agree.
is absolutely awesome because, most couples that have sex are not perfect 10 body.
Yeah.
But I feel like you should really focus on what's going on and the feeling in the moment and not, how you look and.
Right. So I told her, I said, get out of your head and let it go. Like have fun, and men, any sexual partner in your life, they do not care. Like they do not care. And I feel like, your partner knows what you look like before your clothes come off. They just do. Like if I'm trying to constantly hide a little jelly roll when I'm sitting down, they can see that in my
through your clothes. Yeah.
Right.
You're
so
not hiding that.
They know what you look like. Like they're choosing to go in a bedroom and get naked with you, And I used to be self-conscious. I think back, I think the lifestyle definitely changed that big time for me. But even before that, I just stopped caring. I used to be very insecure about like stretch marks on my stomach or my tummy tuck scar or whatever. And they don't care. Like it's so crazy to me. Like they really don't care. And I think starting to allow myself to fuck, in the sunlight or in the car, whatever. And you really realize they're not looking at that. They don't fucking care,
No, they're thinking about how they feel. And like you said, how enthusiastic that, you're being versus, just somebody laying there, perfect
pillow
body,
princessy,
10,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Agreed. So the other thing that she went on to say as I was discussing with her is she said, it's a difficult situation because he's currently a friends with benefit. And this became like, I was like, I can't let that go. I was like, I have to talk about this with her because we've all been there.
Yep.
And the key to me was how she said, he's currently a friends with benefit person. And I told her, I said, hey, listen, really quick, I want to touch on that. A friends with benefit situation, if it doesn't feel good to you, you shouldn't do it. Like a friends with benefits can only really be that if both parties have no feelings.
Yeah, and I feel like if she's worried about, how if he's attracted to her in any way, friends with benefits just don't give a fuck.
Agreed.
You're just having sex and moving on. You really don't give a shit.
Thank you, sister. And I told her that. I was like, hey, listen. And a true blue, like real friends with benefits, that really rarely happens. Until I met Baywatch, I had only had one man in my life that was ever possible with, and that was Pawn Star, right? And Baywatch is a rare gem, and I doubt I will ever find that again where we have zero emotion, but we do have that connection and respect and care for the other person.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
It's
without any emotional attachment. It is.
It's a very fine line. She also said, he's my fantasy guy. And I was like, And I want to share with her, and I think it's important for many of us to hear, your needs and wants should always be non-negotiable.
Absolutely. Don't
right?
sacrifice what you want. Absolutely. If you're doing that, then you're not going to be happy. I mean, you may think so, but down the road,
right? It's not going to fulfill you. Yep.
Nope.
And if you want something, request it.
Yep.
Make it what you want and don't accept less. And I can't say this enough. This applies to so many situations, but what you allow is what you're going to deal with.
Yep. It's what that's what you're going to get at the end of the day.
Yeah. And I was thinking there's so many ways that I can relate this even to me, like when you live in a cycle, talk about cycles a lot on the show, an abusive cycle, for instance, which I lived in for a long time. And you're always like, God, I'm always exhausted. I'm always tired. Why does this keep happening? Well, I allowed it.
Yep.
When you don't set boundaries or you lower your standards, don't be surprised when you're disappointed.
Yep.
It reminds me of that Carrie and Big scene in Sex and the City. Do you remember when Big only took her to like back alley speakeasies or that quiet place in Chinatown?
I do. Yep.
And she was like, what's up with that? And it's like, you allow him to only see you in those places. So don't be shocked. It's
you
really
have to set
fucking
the
true.
Standard of what you want and what you are expecting. If you don't do that in the beginning, you're screwed because then you're allowing bad behavior, and then it's hard to curb that at that point. So,
and it's what you're worthy of. And listen, I know this is so easy for me to say, and I know it's way easier said than done. But take a step back and take a long look in that mirror and realize you're worthy of whatever it is that you want. making those decisions to fight for it is worth it. You know, I was reminding her that while she's entertaining that situation and wishing and hoping and praying and in her head and all that stuff, you know, be careful, like also, you know, protect your feelings and protect your heart, but also you don't want to miss out on something that you might really want that's out there, but you're too, you know.
Well, you're waiting on this guy.
Yes.
Yeah. And that
it's
might not
hard.
ever happen. Yeah.
Right. Like, I mean, I talked about a couple of the guys on here, and one of the guys that was rude to me, I named, I forgot what I named him, whatever. And I didn't even give him the opportunity to meet me because my gut and everything inside of me was like, you know, this isn't going to go well. He's going to, you know, and even though the sex would be incredible and he had a fucking baby's arm holding an apple, like I wanted to fuck him so bad. I was so attracted to him. It would have been amazing, but I couldn't. You know what I mean? Like if I did that, I would lower my standards, go against my core values, and that's not happening because I'd pay the price later.
You would. You'd be dealing with some shit later. It's not worth it. Yeah.
It's just not. So I don't know. I want to start sharing situations like this because I feel like at one point in my life, for sure, I've been in that situation. Everybody's been in.
Yeah, we all have.
In these,
absolutely.
You know, yeah. And so I'm going to start sharing this stuff because I get so many amazing questions and people are so real. Like I love that. And they really are brave to share that with me.
It is.
And of course I got her permission and I would never, if you ever reach out to me, I would always ask to share it. But I want to start talking about it because I feel like it can bring value to others, you know, my listeners out there.
Yeah. And maybe help her know her value, you know?
Yes. Yes. I'm cheering for her. I want nothing but the best for her. She's beautiful inside and out. And you know what? She's branching out. I'm putting a little bit of her business in the streets, whatever. But I know she's not going to care. She's doing like burlesque shows with her friends and she just looks so happy. And I'm like,
girl.
Yes. Like do your
Absolutely.
fucking thing. You know, don't allow society or anyone else to tell you how you should be.
No,
You're perfect just the way you are. Right.
Yeah. What is the standard for perfect anyway?
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think about, you know, I'm always trying
or
to
normal.
Right. Oh, normal. Who am I to say? I'm calling some fucking guy asking about a ball sack at 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Is that normal? Fuck. Oh,
Jesus.
I know. Nubs. Fucking nubs.
Nub Lyfe.
I'm so mortified. Okay. It'll pass. On to the next thing. You know, before I go, I want to take a moment to thank my cravers for all of the love and support about all of my HPV bullshit. You know, I wasn't a big fan about talking about it, but it's too important not to share. And the encouragement that I got was amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have it. So, yeah.
Oh, everybody does. And it was just really nice. And when people reach out to me saying how much the show has helped them or made them feel normal, any of that, like it really truly means so much to me. I want to just talk about that because it really does. It's a day maker, no doubt. You know?
The HPV has such a stigma to it. And I feel like it just needs to go away because there's so many people that absolutely have it and deal with it. And so quit hiding, you know, behind it. And I'm not saying like go out and be proud you have HPV, but
I mean, we all have it though, really.
Yeah. So like deal with it and move on and know that you're not alone in that. And that's not a bad thing. So
yeah, I took care of it. I got done what I needed to get done and I'm moving on, you know?
Absolutely. Just do what you need to do. You know, take care of it. And, it's funny because my older daughter today was asking me, she's like, am I vaccinated for that? And I'm like, I don't think you are, sister. Because I think that started after her. So my youngest is, but not my two older. So yeah.
Tell her to go get it.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, honestly, and you can get HPV. It's skin to skin.
Yeah.
Right. And I even heard some research where people were, I mean, who knows where it comes from, but he was like, I've had virgins that have had HPV. Like I don't know where it comes from, but
yeah, it could be oral. It could be like a lot of things.
Oh my God, oral. Yes.
Yep. So
if you give a blowjob to somebody and then they stick their fingers in your mouth and then finger you, boom, transferred.
Yep.
You have it. Yeah. It's that easy. And it's that quick. It's skin to skin. It's not like
and I'm not saying
fluid.
it's not bad in a way that you shouldn't, you know, if it becomes cancer, obviously it's bad. Just that it you shouldn't look at it as such a stigma, you know, like you're an awful person because you have it. Everybody has it.
By the way, that goes to everything. I mean,
it does.
Even AIDS nowadays. I mean, of course, that is a terrible virus, but like it's manageable. And there's people that are dealing with it and they don't even show that they have it anymore. They're not giving it to their partners, you know, but you have to take care of your sexual health. You know, I mean, and it's
good that you talked about it because it's very educating for people that may not even know that they have it. Maybe, you know, get tested. And
oh my God, so many people
find that out. Some people don't have symptoms, but they have it. So it is good to get checked.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
So many people reach out to me and they were like, I'm going to go get the vaccine. And that makes me happy. If I can prevent even just one person from getting those,
I agree.
14 different strains of HPV that could possibly turn into cancer. I mean, that's
it's
worth
nothing
it.
to mess around with. Absolutely.
Definitely not. Yeah.
Yep.
And a lot of women, you don't want to go there. You got to put your feet in the stirrups, all that bullshit. Like, I get it, but it's important.
It is.
And it's, and being proactive about it is the only way to be. Being reactive about it is not going to go well.
Yeah. Sometimes it's too late if you do that. So.
Right. But I just want to say, all the feedback and encouragement, it really does keep me going. I've talked to you about this probably the most in my life, but it's really hard to share your life online. And it's even worse when it starts to impact my real life, and it has. I had to always tell people, I'm like, I'm a real person. I'm not just this highlight reel podcast girl that people hear, and that's tough. And I get a lot of shame, criticism, and it's like, damn, I'm only human. And I think to myself sometimes, why am I doing this? There's times where I start to lose my why. And then I all of a sudden get this DM or a message or a email, and it's like I helped someone or impacted someone's day, and that truly means the world to me. I want to talk about something because I am trying to reduce the how much attention I give to the criticism. And Joe Rogan, who has like the top podcast in the world, has said he does not look or read one review about his show. And it's hard for me to do because I am in my DMs and I do like to respond to my listeners and I do try to be, involved because I love them and I love hearing from people. But it's tough when you get that one comment out of 100. It's for some reason you focus on that. And Joe Rogan was like, I refuse to look at it because
we talked about this. Just delete that shit.
I know.
As soon as you start seeing it's negative, just delete it because a lot of those people are miserable fucks. They are. Like, why are you going to talk bad about somebody that you don't know personally on any kind of level? Yeah. Why the fuck? If you disagree, don't listen to the fucking podcast.
I know, right?
Go get a fucking life, motherfucker. Yeah, I can't get down with that. Like, it's jealousy, it's envy, it's people that are miserable, insecurities. So as soon as you start reading and it's negative, I would just delete it.
Yeah.
Don't need any toxic bullshit in your life. I know, but it's not going to do you any good. You know what I mean? And you're not going to change that person's mind.
Right.
Yeah. So
I want to mention something, that when shit happens, my daughter actually said something to me perfectly this week that explains totally how I feel.
She's like an adult. I love her.
I know.
She is such a good reader of people too, by the way.
She is.
She knows. I love it.
She knows.
She knows.
So she said to me the other day, she was upset about something and she was starting to get teary. And I was looking at her and I was like, wow, like it wasn't like a minuscule thing, but it wasn't that big of a deal. And she looked at me and she said, Mom, I just keep so much bottled up that when it rains, it storms. Yeah, not pours, but storms. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, like that's a really good way to put it. And so, I'll get a few messages like, oh, HPV, that's what you get for living your life that way. And then, a lot of people will be like, oh, you seem really down on that show. Are you okay? And it's like those critiques and comments start piling up and then all of a sudden it storms,
Yeah.
So anyway, I appreciate the good shit and I'm going to try not to focus on it, but it is hard. It is hard. And I like it hard, but it's fucking hard. Okay?
Fuck off, motherfuckers. I'm telling you, like if it's negative, just delete it. It's not going to do anything to benefit you anyway. And you're not going to change that person's mind. They're a miserable piece of shit. So delete and move on. I think you do a lot of good for a lot of people and I would focus on that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's what I try to do.
Yep.
And also my cravers gave me the best ideas for the costume for the lifestyle party. Okay. They were so good. Lots of Anna Nicole's. Like I could totally pull her off.
You could pull that off.
My body. I could totally pull her off.
You could.
I want something really unique. And one of my cravers came up with the best idea. I ordered the outfit. I'm going to share it. I'm going to post it on Instagram. So if you're following me over there at Midlife Craving, you'll see it. And I was like, thank you. This is really good. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It is a great costume. Yes.
Can't
wait for you to post it.
Yes. I have a perfect caption for it too already.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah. And I'm so counting down to that party. I miss my lifestyle peeps. They make me feel home and I can't motherfucking wait to be back, back in the game. I got a hot date with my dom coming up and I feel like I'm back. Like I feel really, really good now. My surgery, the aftermath of it all wasn't the best time, but you know what? I'm turning a corner.
That's right.
Onward and upward. All right, Cravers, I have so many ideas and so many guests I want to have on the show coming up. I'm setting up dates to discuss affairs. I have this awesome
Oh,
girl,
that'll
by
be
the
a good
way.
one.
Yeah, and she is so open and so honest. She had an affair, and she talks very bluntly about it. Lots of good stuff from her. I'm going to have an episode about dating in your 40s and wild experiences with one of my friends. And, I have that lifestyle party coming up. I'm also going to have my gynecologist on. There's so much to talk about.
Can't wait.
I know. I think on the next episode, I'm going to talk about divorce. I talk about lots of feedback and questions and advice that people ask me for. And a lot of it has to do with divorce. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to share, my lessons learned and things that I wish I knew when I was going through divorce. And I'm really trying to find a divorce lawyer to come on. Like, that would be awesome.
That would be great. Yes,
I know.
absolutely.
'Cause they can answer a bunch of like the legal shit,
If you're a divorce attorney and you'd like to be on Midlife Craving.
And by the way,
today.
it's so easy to be on my show. It's a phone call.
Yep.
I have a recorder that can just record phone calls. So it's not like you have to come here.
Could be anonymous.
Yes, you could be anonymous.
Absolutely.
Yes. So DM me on Instagram at Midlife Craving if you have something that you want me to talk about, or you're that divorce lawyer. Or send me an email, midlifecraving@gmail.com. I love hearing from my cravers.
They're awesome.
Catina, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I want to say something. And
Always a pleasure.
This is probably a terrible analogy, but I was trying to think of a way that I could describe my love for you. But I was like, you're shining lights, like a lightsaber, like a stick of light
Saber.
in my world full of nubs,
Nub Lyfe.
And I don't have the best of luck when it comes to a lot of things, especially
I don't
men.
either.
But I hit the jackpot with you, and I love you so much.
I feel the same way. I love you, girl.
Yes.
So proud of you, too.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Let's get out of here. I need a drink, and I need to go check my emails.
Margaritas.
To see if Brad responded.
See if he's unblocked your ass.
Only fucking me. Oh my